Okay, welcome to my brief bot tutorial. This is a first revision, so right now it's pretty iffy, but I'll go over the brief commands so that you guys can get a general understanding of how this bot works. So first off, this bot is primarily used for card games, and as of right now, the full implementation of the beta edition right now of Uno is the only card game that fully functions. Card Jitsu for Club Penguin is a completely different thing. There's still some things I got to work on that, but for the most part, that's done. But here, you're here for Uno. So let's kind of get into the functions here. So first off, there's some basic functions that you need to know. And you use the slash commands here. So you type in a slash, and then you can run your command here. So let's say I want to create an Uno game. So I type Uno, type, I hit tab, or you can instead type with a colon, and it will submit that. And then you can also, at the end of that, hit create. And what that will do is that'll start your game and give you a game code. Now let's say you're another player, you don't see anything. Let's do this for example. Let's do new bot spam. And let's just do this. And let's do slash games. This will allow you to see all the available games that you can join, and here you can see we've got my lobby here. So I've got a different setup over here, so I can join the game here. If I type in the same thing here, slash Uno, or not even that, if I type slash join, and then I tab into key, or again, type key, then I can just copy this key right here, not including the colon, and it'll say I've joined the game. Of course, I'm already in a game, but of course that's not the case. But if I do slash, I do the same thing here. I grab the games, I get the key. You're gonna see a notification on the screen, and it'll say that I've joined the game. So I can also do the same thing again. If I type slash games, it'll show this. Now let's say you don't want to go through all the games, but you want to see specifically who's in your game. So you can type slash lobby, and you can enter that in, and it will show you your lobby with your code, and it will show you all the players within your game. So now that we've got like the general stuff here, let's get into the more fun stuff. Oh yeah, there's one more function, slash abandon. If you abandon the game as a party leader, it'll completely tie off everything and the game will cease to exist. So if I do the same thing here, let's say I go into Discord and I abandon the game. It has yet to say so-and-so has left the game. Of course, it's still a beta edition. But let's do lobby again. And you can see the game still exists, but I am in there. So let's join back. And if I type slash lobby here, you know they're back in, and I abandon. Since I created the game, I abandoned it, and no games exist. I am not currently in a game. So let's go back into a game here. It's Uno create, and let me get back in here so that I can join. So there are a few functions that we can get done here. So we've got, of course, the lobby is here, but there are a few functions that we can cover that are really useful for the game. First off, when you start, you as the party leader are the only person who can start the game. So once you know that everyone's in the game, you can do Uno, type start. And what this will do is this will deal out a hand to everybody. And if I actually go over here to my server here, you can see that their hand was successfully done. But the difference here is it's currently my turn. It starts on the party leader. So what it does is it starts it off with you. So let's do this. We do Uno, and then we have a new type. Let's type in choose, and then we tab in. But before entering, there are a couple more slots here. So we can hit card or color. Now, the only time you're going to be using this color tab is when you use a wild card or a +4 card, and you'll see that here in a second. But if I do card, and let's say I want to use this red 8. So 1, 2, 3, it's a third card, so I would type in number 3. And since that card is invalid, I don't have a single valid card in my hand, so this will bring us to the next function, which is draw. So type uno, type draw, and what this will do is it'll recognize that you can draw a card. If you can play a card, it'll make you play that card, just like normal rules. So now that it says that, it says I drew a card, and it will say my hand. And then over here, it'll say it is their turn, and then they may choose a card. So let's go back over here and do the same thing. So I'll just choose the green 7 in that. It's the same function. It'll bring the new pile. Let's go back to my channel here, and it will send me that new pile. Now I have a card. So I can do the same thing here. Uno, type, choose. Let's do the 8th card here, which is a skip. And that will skip his turn. And of course, it is now my turn again. And this can continue. So that's the majority of the functions. Now let's say I am in a game and, things get, messy and I don't know what's in my hand. So what I can do is I can do uno type hand. And what this will do is this will just show you what's in your hand so that in case this gets thrown all the way up here with all the people moving and all these piles stacking, you'll be able to retrieve your hand easily without having to scroll all the way up and find it. So there's one more function here, and I'm actually going to go into my database so that I can fix this. But what I'm going to do is you can see that the pile as of now is a green skip. So I would have to... I guess I got to choose a card over here. 1 second. So let's go ahead and make it a green 0. Whoops, never mind. It is my turn. I forgot about that. So I'm going to get rid of all of these cards in the database so that I can use this 3 and make it an uno so that you guys know how to call out an uno. So let me go into there real fast and fix that. So let's go into my hand and let's just delete all of these cards. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. So now, if I do uno choose, or I guess let me show you that my hand is updated. Oop. There we go. So now we've got the new hand here. So let's go ahead and choose the green 3, just like that. And it will say that I have 1 card left. And you'll notice here in this server, it told him as well. So everyone knows that I have an uno. So the way that you call out an uno is you can do uno type callout. And you would enter that and would say, I called uno and is safe. But let me go back into here and show you what would happen if I wasn't safe, if someone else called it. So normally in a game of uno, if you were to call uno and someone else had 1 card, then they would have to draw 2 cards. So let's go ahead and do /uno callout over here. And what will happen is it'll say they called uno and I have to draw 2 cards, and it will show the 2 cards I drew, and we can visibly see that in my hand. So now I have the green 9 and the blue 0. So that's just about everything. It can get a little confusing. Now let me get into that color function for when you're choosing a card. I don't quite have an uno yet, or sorry, not an uno, a wild card. But the way you would do it is assume this is a wild or a +4, so I'd do 1. Now you'd have to specify the color of the pile, right? So, because there's no color of the pile anymore. It's just a wild card. So let's say you want it to be red, because you want to get rid of this red card. You just type color red. And you would do that. So the only 4 colors you can do are red, blue, I can type green, and yellow. Now, of course, it's not going to set the color of the table because it's not a wild, but if it was a wild, it would change the color and update it. So that is all of the bot. Hopefully that clears things up. I know it's a bit of a long video. This is early beta as well, so there are bound to be bugs. As of now, the bugs are very minute. So as bugs are found, there is a bug report function that will be implemented here in a second. So you guys won't see it now, but what you would do is you do bug report, or it may just even be /report, and then you would do message, and then in double quotes, you would want to put your bot is stupid and broken. And what that will do is that will give me the report. So If there's any problems that you guys find, be sure to report the bug so that I can get in and fix it, so that I can improve the bot. It's the only way that I can really make the bot better. If things are confusing, and even with this video you just don't understand, be sure to let me know. I'm working on simplicity, making things as user-friendly as possible, so let me know. And that's the bot. Hope you guys enjoy. Have fun.